It's been the speculation Super Bowl over the course of the past few days as we're talking about all these edge rusher trades the 49ers can explore, but we finally have some hard news now. According to Jason Fitzgerald of Over the Cap, the 49ers are going to tender all of their exclusive rights free agents. And that opens the door to a discussion about the restricted free agents, including Jordan Mason. What are the 49ers going to do with him as the new league year approaches in March? Let's start with the exclusive rights free agents whom the 49ers plan to tender. First, there's the tight end, Jake Tonjes, Cal product, who's been on the 49ers practice squad with some call-up opportunities recently. Then there's the offensive tackle, Austin Pleasants. He came aboard late last season when the 49ers had all those injuries at tackle, split time with Charlie Heck filling in on that 49ers game day roster. Then there's Sam Okawanu, who was up for essentially all the season for the 49ers last year. Really great story. Had his first chance in the NFL level and really did good things for San Francisco as a defensive end rotational piece. Then there's the biggest contributor from last year of this list, Evan Anderson, the defensive tackle, undrafted free agent rookie in 2024, delivered for San Francisco when they were really in a pinch at that defensive tackle position. It's hard to say that they win that game in Tampa Bay without that big pressure contribution from Evan Anderson on the final Buccaneers drive of the game. The defensive end, Alex Barrett, who's been on this team's practice squad since 2019, big-time contributor for the 49ers behind the scenes, has gotten the call-up late in some seasons, got another call-up late last season with some injuries. He is another tender recipient. And the linebacker, Jalen Graham, a seventh-round pick a couple years ago. 49ers ended up cutting him. Then he ended up going to the Washington Commanders before returning to the 49ers. Jalen Graham is going to be tendered at the ERFA, exclusive rights free agent level. So the way this works is 49ers have rights over these players for this 2025 season. If they want to play in the NFL, they have to sign with the 49ers. There are no ifs, ands, or buts about that. So all the guys that I just listed will be playing for the 49ers next season. There typically is no drama in the exclusive rights free agent process. I'm watching Lombardi herself snorkel behind me. She filmed the start of this video and then she wanted to go snorkeling before it rained here in the South Pacific, and I could see the snorkel. That's all I could see. They call that island Love Island, island in the middle of this, I don't know what you call the water, but we're here in French Polynesia, and it looks like it's a good time for her to go before this rain starts coming down again here in the wet season in the Southern Hemisphere. Anyway, there typically is very little drama with exclusive rights free agents because they have to sign with the team that tenders them. For restricted free agents, there is a lot more leeway, and the 49ers have two RFAs. One is Jordan Mason, who did a really good job for them running the football this past year. Another is Curtis Robinson, who's the Walter Payton Man of the Year nominee from the 49ers. Curtis tore his ACL, so we didn't hear all too much from him, but I think that the 49ers are going to want to keep him in the building because he was really showing some promise in training camp. But as far as restricted free agents go, other teams can bid on them. So the 49ers will have the opportunity, and we're going to use Jordan Mason as the example since this is, I think, the one that is going to be the most intriguing given the fact that he ran the football well last year. But the 49ers will have the opportunity to tender Jordan Mason at either the first round level, the second round level, or the original round level. And this guy was an unrestricted or undrafted free agent. So the original round would mean they wouldn't stand to get any draft compensation back. But the first round level means you pay Jordan Mason or you offer him, I think, something close to $10 million. And if some team decides to offer him more and you don't want to match it, you get a first round draft pick in return. If you second round tender him, it's going to be about $7 million. Same thing happens and he leaves for more money elsewhere, you get a second round draft pick in return. So it's a good way to make sure that you at least have the right of first refusal if you are the San Francisco 49ers. Which one will they pick? Well, consider the fact that Jordan Mason ran the football. Like, his after contact numbers last year rivaled Derrick Henry's. I mean, this guy was at the top of the league in some of these running back metrics. So there should be some interest league-wide for Jordan Mason's services. Then people start talking about, well, does he fit the 49ers system as well as Isaac Guerendo? Maybe not. I mean, the running back receiving rapport that we saw between Purdy and McCaffrey and Purdy and Isaac Guerendo wasn't there between Purdy and Jordan Mason. So you could argue that this is a little bit more of a specialty weapon that the 49ers might not value at the same level as the tailor-made weapons for their offense. But there still is a definite spot for Jordan Mason to contribute on this football team. We saw him as the closer as a rookie in 2022. Didn't see him nearly as much in 2023, but obviously saw him more when he was filling in for McCaffrey, running so well after contact as a bruiser in 2024. So I tend to think second-round tender level makes the most sense for Jordan Mason. And that means that the 49ers will have to offer him $7 million plus for the year if they don't reach a longer-term contract extension agreement sooner. And another team could see Jordan Mason as their running back one and could say, no, we want to pay him more than $7 million per year. We want to give him a multi-year deal. And at that point, the 49ers will be just like Brock Wright last year. Remember the tight end from the Detroit Lions? They tendered him. The 49ers offered more. The Lions decided to match the 49ers offer. I think it was 3 years, $12 million for Brock Wright, and they could keep him because he was a restricted free agent. They ultimately had the right of first refusal. They had that last say in the matter if they wanted to pay him as much as the 49ers. I think that something similar could potentially happen with Jordan Mason, where this running back revolution, we've seen Saquon Barkley go and really help a new team. Derrick Henry himself, J.K. Dobbins, obviously Christian McCaffrey started it in 2022. It could really help to have a running back who can go out there and pick up some yardage. And in the case of the Ravens, it really helped to have Derrick Henry. Nobody's saying that Jordan Mason's at Derrick Henry's level, but this is a bruising back who was able to deliver yards after contact in a comparable way. And that's going to give him value on the market. There should be value that the 49ers ascribe to Jordan Mason, but there may be value that other teams do. So these exclusive rights free agents have no choice. Jordan Mason last year was an ERFA, has to stay with the 49ers, but it's the restricted free agents that have some leeway. And between Mason and Curtis Robinson, I think especially on the Mason side, there is going to be some fireworks in the RFA process. I mean, I think the 49ers tendering Jordan Mason can be considered a firework because it's not going to be cheap at the second round level for about $7 million per year. Then there's, of course, unrestricted free agency, and that is where the ultimate fireworks happen. That's when we talk about players who have free contractual movement. No, nothing is inhibiting them from moving around. Jordan Mason is not at that level. He's not at that spot, but he's at the RFA spot, which is a whole lot more free than the exclusive rights free agent spot. So the 49ers have tendered who they need to at the RFA level, or they plan to do so, and now we'll get to see what they do plan to do at the RFA level, with Jordan Mason being one of the most interesting cases in the league.